All right, welcome guys. It's Money Matters, and today is episode 42, if I'm not mistaken. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Today, we have a very, very exciting episode on the topic of sales. I'm not sure about you guys, but I have always been someone who struggles with sales, or I think many of us have this fear, right? Fear of talking to people, fear of people saying no to us when we propose a product or service to them. And I personally used to be very scared, and then I had to keep trying different ways, keep going back and facing more and more rejections, and eventually you start enjoying some parts of the process. But one particular person that I think who really does this well is going to be our guest speaker for today. So before we go into that, if you're new to Money Matters, welcome to Money Matters. So Money Matters is a show that we do on Sundays at 3 p.m. GMT plus 8, where we talk about topics revolving personal finance, business finance, entrepreneurship, all of that. So I think money is not just something about talking about savings, investments, and that's all there is. You should know how to make money as well. Hence, why today's topic is very important. Because for many of us who are entrepreneurs, who run businesses, we should know how to make our sales, close our sales, and many times we face a lot of problems there. And when we do that, naturally our finances get affected. When we do not make the sales that we need to make, and we face problems in our finances, they kind of like affect each other, and you can and sometimes your monetary situation will affect your sales will affect your monetary situation. It's a very tricky area. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that in today's episode as well. So if you're new, do drop a hello in the comments. I see some of you guys have already started saying hello in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. One of the things you can do is to actually follow my social media so that you do not miss any of our future episodes. So you can follow me at The Real Madura on Facebook as well as on Instagram, and I'll be releasing our upcoming episodes and all of that in those platforms as well. And if you are not aware, I've also written a book called Money Matters, which is where I share my personal experiences of learning how to manage money, learning how to earn money, and all the kinds of funny scenarios and things that take place when we manage our finances. So not only do I share my personal experiences, but I also share some of the stories of how I work with clients, what are the struggles they faced, and how they solve those problems and come out stronger. So if you're interested, you can actually get a copy of the book. You can visit my website, madurak.com, and you can purchase the book there. Or if you're familiar with Ascendance, you can actually go to their website, ascendancepro.com/store, where you can purchase a copy of the book as well. For our international viewers, our audiobook and ebook is right on the way, and it will be out soon. So stay tuned, follow my social media so you do not miss the update when we launch it. All right. So today's guest speaker is going to be is one of my most favorite people to talk to. Is none other than the head of marketing and sales at Global Consultancy, Stephen Raj. So Stephen is someone who actually has a background in accounting, but eventually he built a career in this area of sales. I think a lot of us struggle in this area, but he has a lot of strength in this area, and he actually guides a lot of other people on how they can also improve and overcome their fears and come out stronger in terms of their sales and marketing as well. So he'll be sharing his personal experiences of how he became the head of marketing and sales at Globetrotter Consultancy, and he'll be sharing what are the things that roadblocks that we face when we want to close sales. Because sometimes when we are in the middle of the problem, it's very hard for us to identify like what's going wrong, because we are so surrounded by our problems. But listening to today's talk, I can assure you, you may get a few, not few, you will definitely get a lot of tips on what are the things you can do to improve your sales and start closing those sales so you get your income in. And so I had a beautiful chat with him on this topic. So let's check out what Stephen has to say on the topic of 5 roadblocks that you will face, that you encounter when closing sales. All right, see you guys. All right. So we are here with Steven Raj, the head of marketing and sales at Globetrotter Consultancy. Steven, how are you feeling today?
Hello, Madra. I'm doing very good, feeling great. Thank you so much for inviting to me, the guest speaker in Money Matters. So
Yes.
very honored to be here. Thank you for all our audience. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing?
Yeah. I think Steven and I are very good friends, and we are both
Yes.
hosts, and we have MC'd together way too many times for our own good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we tend to go into a zone where we may talk like we are both MCing this. I mean, hosting the same event. So forgive us if we do that. So
Yeah. Okay.
make sure you remember, Steven, that today you are the guest speaker, not the host. Okay.
Yes. Yes. I'm telling myself I'm the guest speaker. I should talk about our important topic of sales. So let's go.
Yes. Okay, so sales is a very, very tricky topic, like I mentioned earlier. I think for me, it has always been a very scary world of marketing and sales and talking to
Hmm.
people. And I'm still scared, so scared of talking to people. And one of the people I respect a lot that you have learned how to do this art in a very beautiful way, very fast as well. I think you learned it much later than me,
Hmm.
but you have grown so much more in this field. So I think you're the best person to talk about sales and how we can address that. I think we ourselves have so many conversations about it. So like before we go into like what are the things that stop us from doing sales and all of that, like
Hmm.
what made you get into this in the first place?
Wow, like how did I get into
Yeah.
sales and marketing? Is it okay for all our new audience who is watching? It's going to be a shocker for you. I'm not a person who studied marketing or sales in my college or anything. I studied accounting that have nothing to do with sales. I have to do lead a lot of things with accounts and money and all sort of things because I
Yeah.
thought it's very cool. So I went into college and then I realized, what, it's not really what I wanted, but I still managed to complete my degree because I don't have the guts to go and drop my course and change to something new. And we don't have that much of money as well to do that. We already took a loan, you need to settle somehow.
Yep.
So that's when I decided to look for something like something else that I can do so that I can figure out what is my passion and do something about it. So that's when I was looking for something, that's when I found this wonderful platform called ET Ideas and Ascendance, where every single one of them are happy doing what they love to do as their career. Either they work somewhere, if they're working somewhere, they working there because they love the job, they love the company, they really, really happy to be there. And many of them are entrepreneurs who are doing businesses in the field that they are passionate about, which made me feel very curious about what are they passionate about. Which made me feel very curious about what law I'm passionate about, because when a person asked me what is your passion, I was so confused, like what type of question is this, what is mean by passion, what is my passion. So that is when I started to figure out many things in ED ideas with my mentor's guidance and everything, and was doing many things. Even I tried accounts in Simply Empowering as well. And
Yep.
later on, I realized, Simply Empowering is nice. The work is good, but then it's not something that I will do with my heart fully. That will make me happy. So that's how I slowly start to figuring out, and that's when I stumble upon marketing and sales. Like, how do I know? I don't even know that I'm doing marketing and sales in the beginning. That's how well my mentor trained
Yeah.
us. I don't even know that I'm doing marketing and sales, but without me realizing, I'm calling people, I'm signing them up, I'm talking to people. I was having so much of fun when I do that. So there is
Yeah.
one day where my mentor met me in some sushi restaurant, and both of us don't like sushi. I don't know why we decided to met this sushi restaurant. And then he told me, like, this is your plan, pop, 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 for all how you can do sales is your full time career. I was like, wow, this is cool, man. Like, I can talk and make money. I love talking the entire time of my life. So that is how it started. That's how I stumbled upon in sales, and I really fell in love with the marketing and sales part of it. Like, make me think, make me talk to new people, and the conversation that I have with people, like a random stranger, they just tell me the entire life story in like 10 minutes. They don't even know me, but they trust me and tell the entire life story with me, which I find it very fascinating lah. So yeah, that's why I still in marketing and sales.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's a very nice story to hear, like I mean how you actually didn't realize that you're doing it for so long, and then eventually you recognized it, like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is what I'm doing. I'm doing sales and marketing, and there's a huge potential there. I think sales and marketing is one of the best places for you to earn. But of course, it's not an easy skill. It's an
No.
art that not many people can master. So like, but you mentioned that you like talking since you're a kid. So is this something that only appeals and works for people who like talking, or can anyone and everyone do sales?
I think it's a matter, if you want to do something for your business or for anything, even when you go to working place, you still need to know how to do marketing. Like, you need to carry yourself differently. Otherwise, you don't talk to people, you don't engage with people. Everybody will think that, oh, it's a quiet kid who just do his work. Maybe I should
Yeah,
not call him for lunch, or they will treat you like that. So for
yeah,
me, is I naturally love to talk to people. Like, I cannot stop talking. That is my
yeah,
problem actually. So when the very first time that I went into doing to a roadshow, very first time I went to a roadshow, my perception and everything is like, we can talk wide, we don't scared of anyone. I don't naturally don't scared of anyone. So I was like, I can talk, I can do a lot of things. So let's go and have fun. So let's go and talk to people. So I go to this roadshow and I stop somebody, I stop ready. The person standing there looking at me down, okay, what do you want going to do? What are you going to talk? And all these things. I stopped. I was so scared. I stopped ready. I don't know what to do. The boy also was like, what is wrong with this boy? Then they also walked away already. So then I realized, oh my God, man, I don't know what to talk. I also have the scared. I'm also scared. I have the fear. I have the fear of rejection. All these things I have in my heart. Then suddenly all these things start to comes up. So I was like, oh man, I need to learn from beginning again. Like, even for a guy like me who love talk to people, but when I first time enter into this, like, talk to people in the road shows, I was so scared. So I have to learn from the beginning again how to have a conversation, because every one of us know how to talk to people. Even a total introvert also, you'll be very happy to talk to your friends, the
yep,
people that you know, and all these things. So everybody knows this talking, but to talk to a random stranger, it's even a new skill for me to learn. Like, how do I stop them first? Okay,
yep,
let's say if I stop them already, how am I going to get 5 minutes of their time to tell them that what I have? Usually they will have 5 or less minutes only to talk to you. That's all.
yes,
And in this 5 minutes time, you need to catch their attention so that they spend more time with you. That is the
yes.
that's the only way. I remember I will call people, they will say, oh, no time, quickly, quickly, and then they will end up talking to me for 15 minutes on the phone. So it's like you only have a few minutes to attack their timing. So this thing happened to me over time. Like, I learn and learn, and I make so many calls. Sometimes I feel sad because I'm wasting so many leads, when I call people, because no meetings, no nothing. But then my mentor say, go ahead and do it. This is your time to do it. If you didn't do it now, you're not gonna learn it all. So, like I told you, like, even for a person like me who love talking to people, I also face so much of fear and struggle when I start doing marketing and sales, talking to people over the phone and everything. So I have to relearn from the beginning as well.
Yeah,
So if any person who don't like to talk to people also, is still the same skill. People like to talk to people, don't like to talk to people. Still, you need to go from the beginning as well, because I thought, like, I have the advantage of, I love talking to people, I love mingle with people, so it's fun for me, it's easier for me. But then I realized, no, it's the same process as was a normal person who don't know how to talk come up as well. So yeah.
okay, okay. I think that would break a lot of people's perception. You don't need to be the super friendly friend who can talk to
Yeah.
everybody. Technically, even if you are, you still need to learn this skill. So you
Yeah.
did bring up a few problems that you
Hmm.
face when you start marketing and sales and all of that. So like we going into our topic of like the roadblocks you face when you do sales.
Roadblocks.
What,
Okay.
in your opinion or in your own personal experience, what
Hmm.
was the biggest obstacle when it came to sales?
Okay. So the very big obstacle in sales is, most of the time, is myself. This is my own personal experience. Is me myself is the main obstacles. Okay. So
Okay.
with this main obstacle title, I can tell you 5 points. First is okay, marketing and sales is very scary,
Yeah.
obviously, and it's not like, even though I love talking to people, it's not like everybody will pick up the call and tell you good things or tell you about their story and everything. So it's all about, like, when we start calling itself, you have so much of fear, so much of perception about these people, and all sort of
Yeah.
things. They won't come lah, they won't do this lah, they will scold you lah, and all these things. So the moment I have this fear, and I don't want to call,
Yeah.
like, oh, I call later, like, I set a time to do marketing at this time to this time. But that's the time I will use my Instagram, use my Facebook, and all these things. Sit down for a while because I just don't want to make the call because I'm scared,
Yeah.
and I don't want to make the call as well. That is one thing. The fear of talking to people and everything. Even still now, I have the fear. Like when I have to call someone new or not someone new, someone that I know that they are successful. Like, oh, they are a business consultant. How am I going to talk to them about my sales workshops, my sales thing? Like, you're a business consultant, which means you know how to bring people sales, but you inquire with me because you want to improve your sales. So my mind automatically goes like, Ayo, how la? This happened yesterday, for me. Like somebody
Yeah.
from business consultant contact me because they want some guidance in terms of increasing their sales and all these things. So in my mind, it's like, you know how to do that? What? Why you need my guidance? So I don't want to call him, but suddenly he called me ready. Then he called me ready. Then my mind automatically switched to the marketing and talking mode. So I was
Yeah.
having fun talking to him. Then I realized I have something that he don't have. So he just want that skill of mine so that he can learn and improve.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that he called me because I would have procrastinated one more day to call him. He
Yeah.
immediately called me in the next 5 minutes, which I find it very fascinating and all. Like the fear, actually. That is the first one. The fear of talking to
Yep.
people,
Yep.
fear of rejections, which I cover a lot in terms of my sales and my sales bookshop and everything. Then the second one is money. Since we are at money matters, so it's reasonable
Must
to
talk
talk
about
about
money.
money. Must talk about money.
Yes.
It's not like it's because I'm in money matters I have to talk about money. This is a super duper important thing that happened in my life that impacts my sales totally.
Yep.
Like you can really see the relationship between the money and your sales. Obviously, like you put more sales, you'll get the money, but when you don't put sales, that's where the trouble comes in. Like for example, few months ago or I think last month, a few months, I have troubles in terms of finance. I was like, oh no, my finance is not enough. I went into that mode and everything, like finance is not enough. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And all these things. So the worriness about the money is too much for me. Like, oh, I don't have money, I need to pay this, I need to pay that. If you really look at it, I have some sort of money in my savings, in my investments and all these things, but the mind totally ignored that part and only look at this one particular part where I don't have money at all. So it makes me worry, like every single time, like from morning until night, suddenly I will remember about, oh, you, I have no money. I'll start doing my work, then suddenly I realize, oh, no money. So the fear of no money will will take a few hours, without you realizing. You'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I should do this to get this, we should this, get this. By right, we just need to put the sales, the money will come in. But we won't do that when we are in the problem, right? We cannot see most of the time. So
Yeah.
that's when I have to go see like Madhura, hey, what happened to my finance, and I go to my mentor, like, what is bothering me and all these things. Then she will point out like, hey, you have money. So I was like, oh yeah, I have money. Then I have to switch my thoughts back to go and do more sales. Like, what, let's go and do more sales. For some people, having no money will motivate them to put more sales. For some people, it doesn't. So you just need to see what motivates you. Like I cannot go and do sales if I when I don't have money, because when I don't have money, when I go and talk to people, you will talk very desperately. Like you will tell anything and everything to make the person sign up or you buy your product, because when you buy 50 ringgit of your product, maybe you get 10 ringgit commissions. So you will start to be more desperate, and the customers will feel the desperateness in you. So they will like, because I think you also will agree, like when you go to malls or anything, you will feel the desperateness of people when they come and try to sell to you. So
Yep.
when they feel that, they takut, they don't want to talk to you. They have the fear of, oh, why this person approaching me like this, oh, I don't want, and all these things.
Yep.
So that will come in. So that is why I personally don't like to talk to people, because I want to get more money and everything. So when I do marketing and sales, talk to people, I wanted to do because I love my product, I love my services, so I want to tell to you. That is how I switch my mind.
Yeah.
So this is when you don't have money, but when you have money, okay,
Is there
when you,
another what to do? But
yeah, these things happened to me. Like very recently, everything happened to me like the past few weeks or one day before, everything only. So after my dilemma of no money and everything, then I have a big chunk of money, commissions that I have and everything. So I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, I have so much of money, awesome. So like, my mind is like, I should do this, I should buy that and everything. By right, I should put something in my savings and have this for my cover my next few months expenses, so that I will live a proper life without worrying about the money and everything, right? So the moment I see this big chunk of money in my account, my mind goes like, oh, we have money. We can take it easy a bit. We can relax a bit for a while. Then we start back the sales again after that. So because of that, I stopped doing calls. Like, not stop lah. I do calls, but the frequency of the calls that I make, the number of calls that I make, very less rate. Like 2 calls in a day. Like 2 calls in a day. Like no calls at all. Like only 2 people you talk to. I can talk to a lot of people in a day. So
Yeah.
that thing comes to my mind. It's like, oh, I have money. Then I have met Madura again. Then you told like, oh, see when you have money until this much, and then this much you don't have. So I was like, okay, oh, I don't have. I thought I have so much of money. Okay, fine. Then I started to work on my goals again. Then I started to work back on my goals, start to make calls, see how I can do sales, talk to people, and all these things. So yeah, not having enough money also a problem. Having money is also a problem because now you feel relaxed that you have the money. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I love it because like that is a struggle that many of us face. I think when it comes to sale, it is very reliant on your survival
yeah,
of the business, of yourself. It could be any of it, but it is usually like if you do your sales, your business will survive. Good for you. If you don't do your sales, your business will die. Bad for you. It's very
mm,
direct to that. So I like the point you said of like the desperation,
yeah,
because that has, even I myself have encountered that. There have been some times where like, oh, I have to do something and get participants or this
mm,
or that, and you will like start like begging people to join your program or do things for you and all
mm,
that stuff. And like you said, it scares people off, like how I get
yeah,
scared when people approach me as well. What
yeah.
are the other things that you personally have encountered, probably in the people you work with, in terms of
Um,
sales?
yeah, most of them have this fear of money. The first thing is they join the sales workshop is because they wanted to improve their finances.
Yep.
That is the whole reason actually. And most of the time, this is one thing that I also notice in myself when I work with people, and also the other people that I work with as well, is when they don't have enough finances, the people that they talk to, when they have the fear of not having enough finances, the people that they talk to also tell the exact same thing to them, that hey, I also don't have the finances. Like I noticed this pattern very clearly, not now, like a few times already, that with the people that I work with even my own self and everything. The moment when I goes into the fear of, I have no enough money, I have no finances and all these things, right? Whoever that I talk to about my programs, the things that I do, marketing and sales for, they also will come and tell the same thing. I don't have enough funds now. Maybe I should join next time. Maybe I should get it next time. So I couldn't see the pattern. So luckily I have a mentor who will guide me. When I tell, like, then she pointed out to me like, it's because you have the finance problem. Because that's why you fear too much. That's why they also just telling the same thing. I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? Then I have to take conscious effort to take the worriness out of my head, like take it
Yeah.
out and focus back on my goals. Then only people will start like, oh, I'll pay. The moment I don't have the thought, right, I'm not gonna give you installment, I'm not gonna give you anything, just make full payment, they'll be like, okay, I make full payment lah.
Yeah.
That's how it did actually. Like one lady that didn't really happen. I give her installment, but then she said because I need installment because I cannot afford. So I said okay lah, I give you installment, you pay this month. On the day of making payment, she asked me a few questions. Then I answer her. Then she said, you know what? Let me just pay full. She just pay full. It's like what? Like you told me you have no money. How come you can pay full? It's few thousands, Then that's when I realized it's all about myself. How am I thinking? That's why I say the biggest trouble in the roadblock that you can find in sales and marketing is yourself. Actually,
Yeah.
if you can handle that properly, then everything is nice. So the other thing that I notice about the people that I work with, even the people that I talked yesterday, the few people that I had a conversation over the months and everything, two things they fail to do. One is the conversation with the people.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is keeping a good relationship with your clients, or even if you're not the clients, the leads that you have with.
Okay.
Conversation means, right, if let's say you sell cake,
Yep.
example, you sell cake, people they will take nice photos of your cakes, and you take good photos and all these things, then you put in your Facebook or Instagram, or you run ads, whatever that you do. And then people started to PM or contact me, I'm interested in all these things. So most of the time, what they will do is they will just have the chat over the phone, like, oh, this one, how much, what do you want? What is the design you want? Okay, this design is 100 ringgit, you okay now? Then they'll be like, oh, I'm okay for 100 ringgit. Oh, maybe I'm not okay with 100 ringgit. So I reduce the price, 80 ringgit, you okay? I was like, oh, yeah, I'm okay. So then they will, okay, this is the design. They have the cake, they deliver the design. That's all.
Yeah.
the conversation sometimes is not there for me. Like, let's say you have hundreds of leads coming in, hundreds of inquiry coming in, you cannot talk to hundreds of people. I agree on that. But if you can take the effort to have conversation with one or two people, like understand what they want, why they want this birthday cake, for who they want, how old is the, let's say it's for the kid, why the kid like this design, why the kids particularly love this design. You have this conversation with them, right? They will
Yeah.
forever remember you because for them they can find any type of baker, any type of person who does cake. There are hundreds of people there around there. Actually, they can find anyone. But
Yep.
if you take that little bit of effort to have a conversation with them, ask the kid why the kid like this, huh? Oh, it's nice. My kids also like this. There are a lot of people that I like do cakes also. They like this cake. It's something very nice. So you have the conversation with them, right? They will forever remember you. So the next birthday,
Yep.
the next other birthday, they will definitely will come back to you because they just love you. They just like talking to you. So that's why the little conversation that you have with people, it will be very helpful. You're not talking any bullshit. You're talking about your product, your services,
Yep.
but they will remember you because you had a little bit extra conversation with them. That is what I personally like with them. Like I call them and I'll ask them about anything. Some people will think that, oh, how to ask about their family, how to, you just ask them, they'll be very happy to tell one. Because it's not that everybody asks them about how their family is doing, how your kid is doing, your
Yeah.
kid like this
Yeah.
or not, and all these things. It's not everybody will ask. Then the moment they ask, they'll be like, who is this guy? Why is he asking this question? But then they will start telling you. And
Yeah.
without you realizing, it will be 30 minutes conversation, and they start telling you about the entire family and their problems. Okay, so it's just a very very simple conversation, how it will turn very nicely. Like if I talk to someone, if I hear kids noise, I will like ask about the kid. Hey, how old is the kid? Then they tell 2 years old. Oh, you. And then I will tell like, oh my god, 2 years old means it's very difficult. They will walk around everywhere. They will tear everything down. Then they'll be like, oh yeah lah, all this. And then they'll be like, oh, you have kids, you see. Then it's like, oh no, I don't have kids. I'm not a father, but my sister have kids. So she has like 4 kids. So I live with them last time. So I know how difficult it is to raise the kid and all this. I will talk about that for a while. Then after that only they'll be like, oh, who are you actually? And why are you asking? Then after that I will tell them, means they are very happy with me already. So the conversation, a very little conversation that we have with people will forever, they will make us remember us. Lah.
Yeah.
That thing I really, that's the part that I really love about sales and marketing actually. So when you have a really nice conversation, even though they doesn't buy the product from you, maybe let's say
Yeah.
your product is a bit expensive and everything, when you tell them about other services that you have, or maybe you come up with a promotion or something else, they will definitely will try to, at least they will share this about you. They will get your services and all these
Yep.
things. So that is how I have conversation with people. And I, for some reason, I remember the conversation in my head. You know, some, and there are too many people now. I keep a spreadsheet tracker that I track. Okay, I talk to person like this, and everything. So the moment something I see that benefit them, I'll just send them. So that is how I kept the conversation going with them and all
Yeah.
sort of. So
I
that is
think I just saw a posting today from somebody else, and they also spoke about the thing like they were asking like how many of you know your clients' birthdays or something like that, and
mm,
like I've actually wished them, or like you know what is their favorite food or favorite this or favorite that, and when it comes into you encounter it, you actually think of them and like refer it to them and all of that. Very few people who do sales or marketing actually know go to that extent. They're like, okay, you're a lead, you're a cold lead, you're a good lead.
yeah.
And then if you're a good lead, I'll get the business. When I get the business, buy, and then you just move on from it. But I
Mm.
think, like what you said, it's about building the relationship, having that communication. If you do it, start it right, then you can really continue having a very nice relationship with them, right?
Yeah, it's not only when me sells things. I expect the same thing when people sell me stuff. Like, I expect you to do that to me as well because I generally like that. That
Yep.
I think me and my girlfriend, we went to do something like buy some things important for our life and all these things.
Yep.
So we went for a few salesperson to talk about it, and a few of them talked to us. One of the person is worse. So his follow up method, the way he follow up, when I was like face palm ready, I was like, what the hell, bro? What are you doing? And then there is this another guy who is very nice. He talked to us. He explained about things. He's like, oh, this one do this one is that, this one is this. And he asked me about what I do in my career. And I was
Yeah.
really happy with him. And I went to another salesperson, and that person, when I walked into the place, he said, good morning. And I feel so good. Wow, this person say good morning, because all the people that I went to about this product, none of them say this. It's like, oh, why are you here? What do you want? Oh, you want this? Oh, this one is this. I was like, what lah? This person said good morning. I was so happy. Look at this salesperson. He said good morning to me. So I was so happy actually. So I expect the same thing from people as well. Like having a conversation with me, like understand why you want the product from me, why you want the product, why you like the product. It's very easy actually.
Yeah.
Then the moment you have the conversation, right, you will have all the points enough and necessary for you to close the sales after that. That's what I do. And the next thing that I told just now is having a good relationship with your clients. If you have a good conversation with them, really, the good relationship will come by itself, because the when you have a good conversation with them, they remembers you. So
Yep.
they don't remember you as an annoying salesperson or someone that try to sell to them. They will
Yeah.
remember you as, oh, Steven Raj. He have resources. He have no many things. We know a lot of people. He can help me out in anything that I want. If anything, I will just call Steven or something like that. So they will remember you like that way. Like
Yeah.
last time, remember the flood that hit the Klang Valley and was very bad and everything. The moment I know that, I try to text a few leads that I personally know, who they are not my clients. They're not my clients. They are the leads that I've been talking to for years. Okay.
Yep.
So I just immediately text them like, hey, I heard the flood in Shimuda. You okay? No, I know that you are from that place and everything. So the moment they get the text from me, they'll be like, oh, thank you for asking. No, I'm not affected. Thank you for asking. Really appreciate it and all this. Some
Yeah.
person really got affected by the flood, like house total gone and all these things. So I have to like, oh, sorry, bro. If you need any help, just let me know, and let's see what we can do and all these things. So he was very grateful that I actually asked him, like, because nobody knows he's have a house there.
Yeah.
That he newly bought the house, newly renovating the house. Remember you newly renovated the house to give as a gift for your parents, and then everything gone. So
Ooh.
so I called him and I talked to him for a while. It's not like I give him solution, I give him 10,000 money or anything. But
Yeah.
the conversation that I had with him, it made me like, okay, bro, I think it's fine. I think I can find the money, because he's a very good entrepreneur. So I will find the money. I will go into it and all these things. So
Yep.
when you keep in touch with them, like, sharing some things and all, they will forever remember you. They will come back to you. Like, I have this lead who I forgot that I have these leads. What I will do is, I won't only tell about my products. Like, I have my sales workshop that I do. I won't don't really tell about that. I do
Mm-hmm.
sales for a few things, like a few programs and everything. I don't only tell them about that. Whatever that I know that benefit for them, I will just send them. Like, topic about money matters have nothing to do with me. Like, you do your show and I have my own show. I might tell them about my show. But when I
Yep.
see the topics like, oh, it's about sales, okay, it's interesting. So I should tell about this to the people that I know. Maybe they can come and watch the session and have fun about it. Like last week, you had a good like good conversation with the founder from Pitcha Eats and everything, which I find it very interesting. So I will tell people like, hey, you know what, you should come and listen to the social entrepreneur who does amazing things and everything. So the moment I start sending a few things to them that I find it beneficial for them and everything, they know that you are such a resourceful person. So there is
Yeah.
this guy just immediately called me. Then he asked like, "Bro, I am having this trouble in my work." He don't know me. I never
Yeah.
had a conversation with him. I text him also, he won't reply. Like, I
Yeah.
know that you are a person who have so much of resources. I have this trouble in my workplace.
Yeah.
What can you suggest? I was like, I can suggest a lot of things. Then we went for a meeting, then we talk about it and all these things. So yeah, having a good relationship with the clients. Most of
Yep.
them face trouble. Like yesterday I spoke to someone, he faced the same thing. Like, you know what, I'm very good bad at having a good relationship with the people, having a good conversation with the people and all these things. So I have to work with them personally on how they can have a conversation with the people. Because if you don't want to talk to people, I cannot ask you to, okay, it's okay, just make a call, you will talk to people. You won't talk. You won't make the call. So I have to give you the points of how what you can talk, what you can ask, and all these things. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was what I do lah.
Okay. Okay. I think there's so many things to learn and cover, and most of the time many of us will watch talk shows like this and we'll be like, wow, this is amazing, I should go and try it, and then we'll try it and then we'll get stuck and then we'll never go back to it again. This is pretty much my life story. So if you are someone like me, right, who faces a lot of struggles in addressing this area, um, what are the ways we can work with you to kind of like address our sales and marketing?
I personally does this sales program called Seal the Deal with
Okay.
me and another trainer called Vishnu Priya. So I does marketing and sales full time, and Vishnu Priya does her own company, and she's someone that super duper amazing who is very good at marketing. We have a nickname for her called the AI because every time she need a sales, like let's say she need this amount of sales, she put the goal, she will hit it every single time without fail. Even I fail to do that sometimes, and I find it very very fascinating. Like she'll just do it, which I find it so good and all that. So we both collaborating together this time to do this sales workshop for people on how they can improve their sales and everything.
Okay.
It's mostly towards improving your sales, close the deals that you already have into sales, and all these things. We look at all kind of things that we cover. Like there are people that have hundreds of clients before this,
Yeah.
but you're not doing anything with them. Like you're not doing anything with them. So I was like, why? Oh, it doesn't mean that they buy one time from you, they cannot buy you again, right? You have 100 potential clients with you, you're not doing anything. So we,
Yeah.
we look at all these things, and then we go back to them and see how they can improve their sales. We do the class in group classes and also individual coaching, because every single one of us face different problems, different obstacles. So when we work with them personally as well, they will try to see where they are lacking, what is the problem that truly stop them from doing the sales and all that. So that is when we come in and we talk to them, we see what we can do to help them out in their sales and improve their sales and everything. So I does this workshop called Seal the Deal, and with Vishnu Priya, another trainer. So if you guys wanted to work with me on your sales, I can work with you. Me and Vishnu Priya can work with you on your sales, on how you can find what is stopping you, what is the roadblock that you have that's stopping you from having the sales, so that we can guide you and move you along the way. Because most of the time when you are in a problem, you
Yeah.
cannot see the solution. That one of the best salesperson that I know, one of my friend who is the person that I guide also in my sales workshop he attended previously. He's a very good guy and a very good salesperson as well. So he called me the other day. I need some help from you. I cannot do sales for this. It's like, you cannot do sales. I'm like, how? This doesn't make any sense. Then
Yeah.
he told me about this product that he have, the problem that he faced and everything. He talked to me. I can clearly see what is he's lacking. Then I told him, like, you know what, bro? I think you already decided that this product is very difficult. You cannot sell this product, because he keep telling me this product is very difficult. Like nobody's buying this, nobody want to buy this. All these things. Like you already said that goal already. Nobody is going to buy. Nobody is going to buy from you. Then he'll be like, oh, that is the problem. Okay. Then he's trying to do like, okay. Then he started to solve that issue. And he started
Yeah.
to sell. That day he sent me a message, bro. You remember the conversation we had? I had a big sales for that particular product. The product that I tell cannot be cannot it's not cannot be sold, cannot it's not sellable and all these things. So I
Yeah.
was very happy. Like, oh, okay. So he's a very good salesperson. But when you are in a problem, you cannot see what is the real problem, the real thing that's stopping you from doing the sales. So that's why we come in and see the what is the thing, and then we start to work with you on how we can improve the sales. So if you're interested, you can just contact me. I think somebody will leave my number there.
We
Okay.
will leave the contact number for Steven, WhatsApp link in the chat, so you guys can actually contact him. I think I personally recommend everyone who even vaguely faces any problems with regards to your marketing and sales to definitely at least have a conversation with Steven.
Yeah.
I can assure you that would be one of the best investments you do in your life, which is to have a conversation with Steven. So hit that WhatsApp button, give him a call after this talk is over, and you guys can have a chat with him. And yeah, thank you, Steven. I think this is one of the probably one of the Money Matters episodes which has so much of nuggets of wisdom in there. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting to be the guest speaker in Money Matters. Really happy that I talked about sales and everything, because got so much of experience that you cannot tell everybody and
Yeah.
everything. Everybody face different problems actually. So do contact me and I can work with you. So thank you so much, Madhurav, for inviting me to be the guest speaker in Money Matters. I'm really happy and honored.
Yes. Hope to have you on the show soon, and see you guys at the next one.
Bye guys. Thank you so much.
All right, so that was the interview with Steven on 5 roadblocks that you face, that you encounter when closing sales. I don't know about you guys, but I think so many of the experiences that he shared, not only with himself but also his people that he works with, I think many of these experiences are very, very relatable to all of us. And sometimes, like for example, you have a product and you already have it fixed in your mind that you won't be able to sell this product, which is one of the main things that many of us face when we want to start marketing a product and or a service. So I hope that whatever you guys watched in today's episode would help you encounter some of the problems that you're facing and find a solution for it. But I think just like personal finance, where having somebody to guide you through the process is very, very helpful. Similarly, if you are someone who is doing sales and is an area that you need to work on, I highly recommend you guys to get in touch with Steven and see how you can work with him. I think he has many different programs and packages that will help you to improve your game in terms of closing sales and all of that, which of course eventually will help you in every other area of your life as well. So if you're interested, his contact details are actually in the chat box, so you can click on the link and get in touch with him. But if you're unable to see the chat, then just take note of this number, that is 6017-211-03001. So you guys can actually just drop a text and have a conversation with Steven. Like I mentioned earlier, it's one of the best investments you could possibly do. All right, so this was a very, very exciting Money Matters episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We'll be back again next week with another wonderful episode. In fact, I'm super duper excited for this because we are going to be featuring Michael Gilmore from Maya Watts, and he's going to be talking about rebranding financial literacy and how financial literacy is one of the most important things, and probably the lack of financial literacy is a world problem that we need to solve. But how can we make it more appealing for people? How can we engage youngsters much better? All of this will be discussed in next week's episode. So please do not miss that session. And if you have not joined us already, make sure you join us in our Telegram group, because we actually put in the updates for all of our Money Matters episodes, the links to them, and any other additional content as well in our Telegram group. So you can actually check out our Telegram group. The link is in the chat as well. All right. So thank you so much once again for joining us. See you guys next week on Money Matters. Have a great Sunday, guys, and Matra signing off.